Alright, everyone. As you can see, uh, by the title, I am gonna get Ventures level 50. I haven't gotten it right now, but as you can see here, I am literally one mission away from doing it, and I figured that what better way to just talk about my experience and doing a nice, chill, easy resupply mission while talking about getting up to 50 and my overall thoughts on the season, how I managed to do all this in like 5.5 days and stuff like that. And because this is a resupply mission, I'm gonna be using my farming loadout here. You can copy it if you want to. I made a video on this too. You can check it out if you want. And yeah, I will hop into mission and then just give my thoughts and stuff on what I've been doing. All right, so we're in the mission, and yeah, I just want to talk about like my overall thoughts of the season and what I thought about it. So basically, like the season itself was honestly pretty good. Compared to last season in the Blasted Badlands, I'd say that I enjoyed this season a bit more. Mainly because of the fact that the loadout diversity I thought was like incredible in this season. In the rage modifier, you could also do like kind of the same thing, I would say, but you were kind of limited to like having like if you want to do like an ability spam loadout, like a minigun build or something like that, then you were kind of forced to run like a blast from the past Southie build to actually get the energy, which I didn't really like that restriction. I just like having the energy like up front and then spamming them as I go, and then like having just a natural energy regen kick in and stuff. So yeah, that's one thing. Um, and also the modifier was also just really annoying because like it kind of felt like you're like kind of limited into like what guns you can actually like use to kill the husks and miss monsters and stuff. Like for example, the lobbers and flingers are just like my absolute least favorite thing in the game to play against in this modifier because it's like especially when like it's like a higher level mission and like you're increasing difficulty to get more XP and stuff. And it's like sometimes it was just like too many lobbers and flingers, and it's like why and then it's like even if you have like a xenon bow or something like that or something, yeah, or anything like that, like a xenon bow, a good sniper, a good rifle even, it's like you just can't do anything unless you're like right up in their face to actually kill them. Like thankfully I this Huskbuster that I have here in my inventory, I've had this since like a while. I've had it for a while, and honestly, if it weren't for this Huskbuster that I got, I probably would have hated the season a lot more because most of the weapons that I kept seeing in these vending machines were pretty mid to like yeah, just overall mid and like not that like valuable. There are some good weapons too that like the Xenon bow, as I said, is one of them. This is the only Xenon bow that I found in my entire journey, a Shadow Shard 94 one. I have not found a single one since, or another one since, and I found a vacuum tube bow, and one thing that I will say is the discharger. That is also another thing that I really enjoy from last season is the discharger. Smashers just felt nearly impossible to kill last season, unless you had the minigun loadout, right? And the discharge just makes it super duper easy to take care of smashers, like no biggie, and stuff. Even like this one is obsidian, right? It's not even bright core, and I was bringing it into power level 271 husks from doing max difficulty 140s, and it was taking care of them just fine. So yeah, I did like the loadout diversity, like I said before. My favorite actual like damaging loadout this season was the Dragon Slash build, the Dragon Slash Dragon Scorch build. It was he's a really fun hero, and I also had him supercharged from I spent my superchargers from last season on Dragon Scorch because I was just hoarding them, right? I didn't complete ventures last season until like kind of late-ish. There was like a month left of the season by the time I completed level 50 from last season, so I just saved up. I saved up my superchargers for my heroes until like I knew exactly like what I wanted to use them on, and Dragon Scorch is like was a very good choice to use the superchargers on for this season in particular, and also my Cyberclops loadout was also really fun to use throughout like the early mid game and stuff, especially during the mid game. Even like the later game, like the power level like 100, 116 zones or 108. I know it's 94, 94 and 108. Even in like those zones, like even like 124 zones, he was still pretty fun to use. Definitely solid hero. I made videos about all this stuff, by the way. You can check them all out. I made a video dedicated to Cyberclops, and I made a video when the season first dropped on a bunch of loadouts that you can try. Dragon Slash is included in that video. So yeah, you can check all those videos out too. I'll probably put them in the description. And yeah, one thing that I will say too is that the the scarcity of metal was something that I didn't really mind, honestly. Um, I was never really low or like I was never really out of metal. I was never out of metal. I definitely was always low on it. Like I don't think I ever even broke like having like 3K metal in my reserves. It was always around hovering around like the 2.3K, 2.5K, 2,000 range. Even now, it's only at like 1.6K. So metal is honestly really hard to come by, but you can get metal and like mechanical parts and nuts and bolts from like just doing like encampments and saving survivors, doing these anomalies. They can give metal as well. Uh, the mechanical parts are also nice to come by from recycling traps that are also from the same activities. Traps and weapons that use mechanical parts and nuts and bolts. It was nice to recycle those when I got those out of like disc launchers or whatever. Like right now in my inventory, I have all these guns that I'm not even using. I can just recycle all of them to get a bunch of resources and stuff. Like I'll do it right now. Like I can just recycle all these purple guns that I know I'm not going to use. And see, they give like a bunch of oxy, a bunch of efficient, batteries, quartz, sunbeam, and yeah, like I was never really low on like the ores or the quartz because I just kept doing those passively throughout my games. And yeah, so like if you want to just stock up, like I didn't even do much farming like I'm doing right now. I literally only did like maybe like 2 or 3 farming missions my entire life, or not my life. I've done way more than that in my entire life, but like they're my entire time in this season in particular. Just because I was always passively farming throughout most of my missions and stuff. And yeah, here this encampment gives metal. But yeah, but like, how did I actually get all this experience? And well, yeah, I basically did most of this solo. By the way, I did like the majority of this all solo or in public lobbies and stuff like that. And I did this in like 5.5 days, I would say. Yeah, so I'm kind of insane. I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry that I'm a bit wacky. I'm doing kind of self-reflection right now. But I just dedicate time to this. Like I spent my entire weekend just grinding ventures, and then I just allocated all my free time that I had throughout my weekdays to grinding ventures and stuff. So when you're doing it solo, honestly, and you're just joining public lobbies, or if you're just doing it solo, I recommend just like speed running throughout the mission alerts and the highest level zones. I made another video. I know another video on all this stuff. You can check that one out too. Basically, if you're solo, it honestly just feels better to speed run through the highest power level mission, like one by one. Like just do the mission alerts one by one in the highest level power level zone. But if you have like people with you, like if you have like randoms with you that are in your public lobbies and they're cooperating with you, then you guys can definitely raise the difficulty. It's really worth it, I would say. And also, please, if you value your sanity, I actually don't recommend doing the solo. Me personally, my voice cracked. Me personally, I'm a very chill player. I really don't get upset, really, but some people that play this game get really upset over small shit that they really shouldn't be because they think this is their entire life, when life is much more than a freaking Fortnite mission or whatever, you know? But yeah, so I recommend like getting like a pre-made group to do this with. Find some friends in like a Discord server, or maybe your friends that play this game too from like your real life or whatever. And yeah, just do it with them. Do it with them. I did like some missions with a group, like some missions. I did majority of this by myself or in public lobbies, but I did some missions with a group, and it went smooth the entire time. You guys can get all the blue glows so fast, max out the difficulty fast, and everyone knows what they're doing, right? So you guys can easily take care of those high difficulty missions and get a lot more XP out of each mission as well. And yeah, so overall, season rating out of on a scale of 10, I actually rate this out of like a 7.5, I would say. Maybe an 8, depending how if I play it more and get more like it a little bit more. But overall, it was like a nice like 7.5, maybe an 8. Last season for me was probably like a 5. If I'm being honest, like a 5. Pretty middle of the road. I didn't really enjoy towards the end of the season last season, but this season I actually grew to like it a bit. So yeah, probably like a 7.5 to an 8. And after this mission, I am gonna you guys are gonna see me level up, and I will also be spending some superchargers that I got. So yeah, I will be right back when I get to the screen. Alright, here we are. Got the loot, XP, and then we got the... Yeah, okay, that's just like a filler quest, and then we have... This will be the experience that I need to actually level up, and we should see it right here. Oh, look at that. Adventure level 50 achieved. I'm actually going to screenshot this real quick. Screenshot it and stuff, so we got that going on. And then, yeah, weapon supercharger for reaching level 50. Let me make sure that didn't mess up my recording. Okay, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah, there we go. Level 50 acquired. And am I gonna go beyond 50? Probably. I probably will, because usually there are some pretty good mission alerts that can happen here. Like this legendary survivor one, I'm probably gonna do after this recording. But yeah, the way how the leveling here works, from level 51 to 60. There's like 10 rewards that are like perk up materials, like perk up evolution materials, stuff like that. And from 61 to like 70 and like 71 to 81 and like so on and so forth, they just keep on recycling. They just keep on repeating themselves. So yeah, there really is no incentive to actually keep going like past 60, unless you just want to have like a lot of XP and be on the venture leaderboard. Which I don't know if I have like enough time or like dedication or even sanity to like be high up on the venture leaderboard. I don't know. Yeah, I'll go on like my own self journey or whatever for that stuff. But yeah, here we have my superchargers. I think I am gonna spend some of them actually. I'm pretty sure I said that I was gonna do that. So yeah, let's spend some of them. So yeah, one thing I wanted to level up. I already spent one of my weapon ones and one of my trap ones on my electric field here and my pot shot. So let's actually max these schematics out here. Let's do one trap on this electric field. Perfect. Yeah, that feels so satisfying to look at now. And then on my pot shot here as well. Make it 144. And for my next trap, I honestly want to do like the tire trap or the gas trap because I use these traps a lot. I also use the wall darts. Actually, yeah, the wall darts might be a better option because I spam wall darts like crazy actually in my regular missions. Yeah, so I'm actually going to go with the wall darts as my next trap to supercharge. This seems like a good idea. And for my weapon one, yeah, I have this thing. I have this Gravedigger here supercharged because it was from one of my weekly quests for, my 160 quest. And it's like, I don't know which schematics to like supercharge now for my weapon. I guess I should do one of my Storm King weapons here, but I also want to supercharge something like a fun weapon, like like the Siege Breaker is actually a gun I've been wanting to use again, just so I can just have fun with it. But like the pop shot is one of my favorite weapons too. The pop shot, yeah, the pot shots and the pop shot, yeah. But the pop shot's like one of my favorite weapons in the game. I just like how it looks. It's like a nice toy gun. I like the sound that it makes and stuff when you shoot it. And honestly, I'm just gonna use it on my RAF and just be boring. Use both of these on my RAF because I know that I probably should be doing that. So I'll focus on making these weapons broken, and then I'll worry about my other weapons that I want to have fun with. So yeah. And then okay, the thing about the heroes and the survivor ones is that I'm kind of low on manuals. I really don't need to like do anything crazy. Actually, one thing that I will do is actually max out my Dragon Scorch to 144 because he was 142. And that kind of triggers me. So let's make him 144. And for my next hero that I'll supercharge, honestly, probably Cyberclops. If I'm being honest, it's probably gonna be Cyberclops. Then I'm gonna be supercharging next because like I don't know. I like him. I like Cyberclops. I'm a Cyberclops enjoyer. He's not the best hero at all by any means, but he's really fun to play with, especially in this venture zone. So you know what? I'll give him a little boost right now because I'm a bit stingy with my manuals. So yeah, just a little boost right there, and yeah, that honestly that sums up the video. Just to do a quick recap. Venture season overall was pretty fun. The modifier was a bit tricky to deal with, but it's okay. It's okay. Metal is also a bit scarce to find, but like I said, it's manageable if you're just farming like throughout every mission, or not really not like hardcore farming, just like passively, doing encampments and whatnot, and saving survivors, doing the disc launcher, storm chest too. You should be fine. The loadout diversity was great. I've seen some people also recommend me to do like a Swamp Knight build and like a Cloak Shadow build. Those builds are great. I didn't record me using Swamp Knight, but it was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty funny to try it out. And I don't have Cloak Shadow right now, so I couldn't do that one. But when I get him, I'll try and make a loadout with him whenever he comes around next. And yeah, that's really it. I'm not entirely done with Ventures because I do have to do this last quest here to get my last Survivor Supercharger. But this one just takes time. The loot chest and the treasure chest are a bit hard to come by sometimes. So yeah, I'll complete this one when I get around to it. And yeah, but that's about it for the video. That's my venture recap and my journey to get 50. So hope you guys enjoyed. Reminder that we have 2.5 months to complete up to 50, or of the season. So don't feel pressured to like speed run through it. I only did it because I just wanted to make content. If I'm being honest, making content was like my main driving force of like actually getting to this level. So yeah, just have fun with it. Happy grinding, and I'll see you all later, and take care, and bye bye.